Hey, what's up everybody, it's your boy Ryan Shrunky back again with a new video. So today I'm gonna do what if Deku had to join the precepts of death. So let's get started.
Yeah. Hold up. Get right with you. I'ma get right with you. Bad bitches, fuck up, they dismiss it. Bang. I ain't really here to take no pictures. Middle finger up for the system. Fuck.
So guys, before we start, let me tell you something. This is his first script he ever wrote. So let's read the first page. What did he say? In author note. This is my first story. I will write this story at my own pace. I got a plot in my daydream. The members of the precept will be my own OC, and the only one to remain is the same will be overall. So probably he gonna change all the members and he have the OCs. I think he will change a lot of things, like what happened to the main characters and stuff like that. So the base location will be different from the canon, and I will take suggestion if I don't know what to write next. So yeah, this is what he said in the author note. So let's get with chapter 1. No one point of view. As the students of Class 1A are getting settled in their classes and learning about each other, a group of villains have committed a kidnapping. They have watched and collected information on one particular student, and while watching him they have learned a secret that should have never been in their hands. Now, in Izuku point of view, I just finished class and left Slida and Uraraka, and I'm on my way home when I get to the feeling that I'm being watched, and quickly spin around to see who it was. I didn't see anyone, and I continued to head home, and I felt the need of to be cautious on my way home after that feeling. As I got home and opened the door, it felt cold, a lot colder than normal, like no one has been in the house all day. Mom, I'm home. Did you turn the thermostat down? I waited for a minute and I didn't receive an answer from my mom. And after turning up the thermostat, I checked throughout the house and found no trace of mom anywhere. But as I was looking, I found a note on the table that said, "If you want your mother back, go to the coordinates listed. Don't call or bring anyone. We will know if you did or not." Under the signature, the coordinates lead to the warehouse district. Is there not some sort of ransom or anything? It doesn't matter. I'm coming, Mom. I ran for what I felt like an hours through the streets, and eventually arrived at the warehouse district, and I found two men in jackets and wearing identical masks. And when I saw them, I yelled, "Are you the ones who took my mother?" while activating my quirk. They said nothing but mentioned for me to follow them. I followed but kept my guard up, but what I didn't know was that didn't matter. So guys, basically I think in this story they are when Deku was in school and got one for all. So basically this is it. As I followed the two masked men, I noticed that there were many people in the same mask as the ones I'm following, who were in alleyway and on the roofs of the warehouse. As I saw them, I was panicking but kept following the two men in front of me. After a minute of walking, we reached secluded and near empty warehouse. As I walked inside, I saw my mother in a chair, almost conscious and tightly strapped down to it, and I ran past the two men who led me here to her side and hugged her and tried to remove her bins. When someone said, I wouldn't do that if I were you. If those bins are removed, then my man will kill her and you. Izuku Midoriya. As he said that, I jumped up and looked for who said that. Then I saw him and said, so you're the one who took my mom? The man said, yes, I am. And if you want her to stay alive, you will do several things for me. What do you say? I hesitated before answering, but I eventually agreed to do what he said. When I agreed, I couldn't tell, but he was grinning and said, great, now then let's leave this place and discuss what I am going to get from you, he said, then chuckled lightly. So guys, this is the chapter 1. From what I think, it's really good, but it's really short. I'm about in the video 5 minutes. It's really good for storytelling. So let's get back to the chapter 2. Izuku point of view. After he said that, I shivered and said, what will you do with my mother? The man said, well, we'll take her with us and will be placed in the same car as you, so you know we won't cause any more harm unless deemed necessary. After hearing this, I felt only a little comfort. I wasn't sure if I was in the position to ask question, but I had to ask. Where are we going? The man only said home. After that, I couldn't get myself to ask any more questions. It just felt wrong to ask after his answer. When we got outside, there were 2 black cars in front of the warehouse door, and me and my mother were put in the front of car with the man who I believe is their boss, or close to top representative for their group. As soon as we drove on to the highway, I asked some more questions to have a better understanding of what was happening, but no one answered my questions, so I just sat in silence. Later we pulled over to a corner and we were told to put on blindfolds as not to have the location of their base shown until deemed time to do so. We drove for at least another 20 to 30 minutes until we stopped and we are told we can remove our blindfolds. We were escorted into the rundown building that was connected to a smaller building on each side. Guys, I cannot even speak. Oh my god. When we got inside, we were told to wait while their leader was going to meet them. After 5 minutes, we were told to head into a room that had a large round table with 8 people sitting already, while 2 spots were open. I was told to sit on the left while my mother was placed on the right. After a few seconds of silence, one of the masked people spoke. Hello and welcome to my home. You may call me Overhaul. I was hesitated to speak, but I decided just to get this over with and said, I'm sure you already know after all of this trouble you went through to bring us here, but my name is Izuku Midoriya. After I spoke, my mother said her name, but more muffled. After our introduction, I thought that the people at the table would say their names, but they sat in silence. But the man known as Overhaul was the one who spoke. You may be wondering why you are here and why we kidnapped your mother. This question will be answered and more. First, let's start with the kidnapping. It was the most efficient way to fulfilling my plan for you, Izuku. There are actually 2 reasons. One is the fact that you are your quirk would be beneficial to my plans, and the fact that your quirk belongs to the #1 hero. After hearing that, I started to openly panic and yelled, how did you find out? While subconsciously activating One for All 1 second after I did, a gun was placed on my head, and I calmed down just a little bit, but enough to deactivate my quirk. Soon after, the gun was gone and overall answered my question. To put it simple, we have been watching you closely for 2 years now. I was shocked and asked why. He said, even before you got quirk, you showed a great potential in analyzing and research on people and quirks. I thought that you would be benefit and decide to have someone keep watch over you and only intervene in life-threatening situations. I was shocked to say the least, but what led to one question that had to be asked. When did you first gain interest in me? Overall must have been expecting this question and made a quick answer. 2 years and 1 month ago was when, after he answered my question, he went on talk about my quirk. Now, about your quirk, that the fact alone that it was All Might played a big part in the decision of bringing you here, and the fact that it can be transferred to person is very interesting. Now, with those facts out of the way, let's discuss your requirements. So guys, I'm gonna only do these 2 chapters, they are little shorts, as you see. So what do I think about this story? I think it's really good. If he writes more scripts and make it longer, I think it will be great. So guys, I'm gonna leave his link in the description. Please give him support and don't forget to follow him, and let's vote for him and comment something that will help him to improve. So yeah, as I always say, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and catch you in another video.